Okay, hopefully that's going. All right, so welcome if anyone is here. Can't actually see anything popping up yet, but I'm hoping this is actually streaming. It says quality excellent, so I'm guessing it is. I'm hoping the volume levels are a little bit better than today. Or, excuse me, a little bit better today than yesterday. Hopefully going to add Craig in here today. We're trying something with that. Stream Ninja, I think it's called. He's just trying to get set up at the moment, so I might pop over to the computer once he's got things a little bit more figured out. Meantime, I have limited number of hours I can do this today, so let's just jump into it here. So here's what we have today. We've got a Macintosh Classic logic board. This one was given to me by Matt for recapping. I don't believe we actually tried to turn this on in the state it was in. It was actually very leaky, quite a bit of corrosion. I have done already some cleanup just to make this a little bit quicker. I'm hoping it's just a matter of putting the caps on now, but we'll bring it under a microscope and we'll take a look. If we can get this to work in a fairly short amount of time, I do have another board that he gave me to keep, which is a parts board. Nope, still working on it. Okay. He called it a parts board. It's another classic logic board with battery bomb damage. It doesn't look too bad to me, so we might actually see if we can just get it to work rather than use it for parts. But we'll see. First and foremost, let's get the camera. Which one do we want here? Not that one. There we go. So let's bring up the microscope and we'll get this situated. There we go. It's not too bad. All right. So like I said, I've already done some cleanup here. These pads are looking a lot better than they were initially. So we're just going to drop some caps on and see what happens. Nice thing about the classic board is there's not that many caps to replace. Oh, let's fix this real quick. My tweezers have a little bit of a bend in them. All right. I've been working on the Classic's power supply prior to this stream just to get that all cleaned up. It was extremely leaky. And when I did finish it, I got 5 volt, 12 volt, all that jazz, but no video out. So I'm going to look at that again later when I get a chance. But for now, we'll just use my test chassis to test things on because that has a recap power supply in it. And I know it works. Turn on our air. And let's get this guy lined up. So yeah, after working with electrolytics for a while, I have to remind myself with the tantalums that goes the other way. Line goes towards a positive. You gotta remember that. As soon as Craig is on, I should see him pop up on that screen. I just have to remember to look. 3 more of these. Lined up. There. So this will be the 3rd classic logic board I've worked on. Did my own 2, and they were successful. I've also done 2 classic 2s. They were also successful. I know, watching Bruce from Brankus Creations, he's had a lot of trouble with the classics in the past, where I guess there's been a lot of damage to them. Fortunately, I haven't run into that so far. Let's see if that trend continues. But yeah, so far they've all been okay for me. They are definitely leaky. This is probably one of the leakiest boards I've encountered. So I have already put it through an ultrasound cleaner just to clean things up. Make things a little bit easier to see if there are problems. Warning. What warning? Studio. I don't know if this is actually streaming or not then, because I have a big warnings popped up now. Let's go take a look in the browser and see. YouTube. I'll definitely need to reposition these things. Okay, and let's see. Studio? Is it studio I want to go to? Still learning all this stuff. Why do I need to sign into YouTube if I'm already signed in and streaming? That's just silly. Are you really going to be one of those? Tag. Two-factor authentication. All right. Well, I don't actually see the stream here for some reason. So I'm going to stop this. Oh, it says concurrent viewers 1, so someone's on there. And I see Craig, so let's see if we can add Craig in. Let's see. There we go. Now I should be able to hear him. Hello. I have added you in, Craig. Let me know if you can hear us. Though we appear to have double image. Anyone tuning in, sorry, we're still trying to figure out all this stuff, so be prepared for strange things. Alright, it does actually say we're live, that's good. Alright. Let's see if we can get... Oh, what is the button for that again? Nope. I know there's a way to expand this without... There we go. Getting there. There. We've got Craig. I just don't hear him. Open the stream. Oh, now he made everything jump, so he's off center again. Darn it, Craig. I swear it was that. There we go. Now he's frozen. Getting all kinds of perspectives. All right. Tweezers. Let's go back to the shall we? We've got a sideways Craig so far. Oh, and we lost him. We'll figure this out eventually. Okay, so those are those 4, I believe, are done. Yes, 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 yes. Switch this around. Let's go over here. Couple more capacitors. Oh, I can see Craig again. He's got an upper shot going on there at the moment. Oops, that's my fault. Distracted trying to figure out how we can get Craig on here. That's better. A bit more flux going on here. Better. Where are we pointing? There we are. Okay. That pad was a bit dirty. It looked bad. I guess it was. Thought I had cleaned all of these before. That one's fine. This was just a bit mucky. Interesting. Better now. That's better. Okay. Let's give that a quick clean. Because that was a bit muckier than I expected. That's the wife. Just gotta give her a quick response there. Craig, no, I've seen him. We just need to get his audio going. And I believe he needs to tune into the actual stream so he can hear me. Because I don't believe this Stream Ninja allows for two-way communication. I think it is just an output that I tie into the stream. And then... yeah, it's working. It's just, we need Craig to, I think, get into YouTube, open the stream, and then he can hear me. It's our first time trying this out live, so I'm not surprised we have a few glitches. Alright, where are we? Get that guy lined up. I don't want that. That's better. Okay. That's better. Okay, that's much better. A little bit straighter. Alright, and I think this is a 1 microfarad 50 that's supposed to go in this spot. Double check. 1 microfarad 50, yep. So grab this little guy. 1 microfarad 50 volt, okay. Slap him on. Let's see. Craig's still having some issues. Try letting me back in. Well, you've already got the link, so that should just let you in. As long as you have the password. Yep. Ah, he's having some flakiness with his Wi-Fi. That might be the problem. I can definitely see that being a problem. Alright, let's get this cleaned up. In the room. How are you? Well... close everything down and try again. Oh, wait. Oh. Now I see him. Alright, so we see Craig. Can we hear Craig? Browser audio. That's a question. Try speaking, Craig. I'll turn that off so I can hear you, hopefully. I heard you. And he's gone. All right, so I might be taking a trip to Craig's place to fix his Wi-Fi. I suspect. Oh, you're kind of there. Do you have YouTube open, Craig? I heard you for a second. Very quiet. Ah, now we have the problem of we're going to have an echo because you have the YouTube on, but you have it on loud enough I can hear it in the stream. Hey, Will. We're trying an experiment, Will. We're trying to get Craig on here with his streaming from home. It's a partial success because we can at least see him and occasionally almost hear him. Now, Craig, I did turn on an option. It says guests hear others. So I'm hoping you can hear us through the iPad now instead of through the YouTube. I'm going to ask you that on text. We can see you and almost hear you. Allows you to have multiple people in the stream and web-based. What's that, Will? We're trying out, I think it's called Stream Ninja at the moment. But there may be some Wi-Fi issues at Craig's end. Now we just have a black box. The joys of technology. Okay, let's switch over to this one. All right. So we've got all our caps on. And I'm just going to take a quick look around, make sure everything's in the right orientation. We've got our test chassis here. And we'll see what happens when we plug it in. But first and foremost, I'm just going to take a quick look, make sure everything looks correct. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Let's switch this to a different position. StreamYard or Streamlabs, free to use with OBS and works with OBS. Okay, we might have to check that out next because this one, well, it worked for me in a test, but we seem to be having some issues on Craig's side, which might actually just come down to we need to check his Wi-Fi and make sure it's properly configured here. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. I'll just zoom out a little. Okay. All right, let's grab power cord. And get our board in here. So this power supply is tested, works. I actually ended up using the little device that Will created in his group. Checked all the voltages, everything was perfect. So this is my test chassis because it was the one that came from a battery bombed Classic. I stripped away a lot of rust on this guy to get it to at least a semi-usable state again. Two. Scuzzy. There we go. Keep your phone out of the camera view. Ah, true. Thank you. Well, that's a problem. I was trying to communicate with Craig and he wasn't able to hear me, so I had to keep texting him. Okay, what do we got? We got power, we got SCSI, we got floppy. Alright. It won't be able to go into the drive until I add the memory card, because it needs more memory, but we should at least get a picture if this is working. So let's see. Alright. Aim that down a little. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Chime. Happy Mac. I'm shocked. I thought it would need more memory. Let's see. I do have a memory card here if I need it. Yep, needs more memory. Okay. Let's give this a go. Okay, that's in. 3, 2, 1. Happy chime. Oh. Welcome to Macintosh. Video's a little dark, but not too bad. I need to see if I can boost that a little. Extension Manager. Oh, okay. This is just some random hard drive I had lying around. I don't even know what's on here. That's neat. Never seen that before. Cool. All right. So that board is recapped and power's on. So that's a great start. I'll have to do some snooper tests, make sure everything works, but for now we'll call that good. And we'll move on to our bonus board, which is the battery bombed Classic board that Matt gave me. And we'll see if we can get that to work. So let's take this board out, set it aside, and I'll do some snooper tests on that later. It'll be nice when I have the tech step, so I can use that for diagnostic. let's take that neck board off just for a second so I can get in here a little bit easier. There we go. All right, so that's one down. Put him out of the way. Now let's look at this other guy. All right, so switch to microscope again. There we go. Okay, so let's go over here to the battery. And you can see there's definitely some corrosion here. Kind of blue on the chip. Those pads have been eaten away. If you can see those, yeah. So those have all been eaten away. But otherwise, it actually doesn't look that terrible, really. Pads definitely need to be cleaned up. I did already remove the capacitors from this one. They need to be cleaned up still by the looks of things. But not horrible. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the battery holder first and foremost. And let's just see what's going on underneath that. And then I'll do some cleanup. We'll see about this RTC chip. Hopefully it cleans up okay. And then we'll clean up the pads and put some capacitors on. See what happens. First, let's get the desoldering station warmed up. Which means I'm going to need my thingy here because I don't have enough room under the microscope to do it. I hope we can get Craig back in. We'll definitely check out the StreamYards or Streamlabs and try that too, but I think the bigger issue is probably Craig's Wi-Fi by the sounds of it. Waiting for this to warm up. Let's take a look on the other side here. You know, that's actually not so bad. The underside doesn't really show any problem whatsoever. So it stayed on top. Long time to warm up for the desoldering station. It's great once it's done, but it does take a while. Maybe what I'll do while I'm waiting for it is just a quick spritz with the rubbing alcohol and take off some of this, I guess it's watermark. Yeah, definitely some leakage occurred. So there's stuff rubbing off on the Q-tip. But overall, it's not bad. I mean, I have another battery bombed classic. And I think the RTC is okay, but it ended up destroying these diodes, these pads, and I think it even went as far as wiping out most of these on this side too. I don't think they had anywhere to, these resistors didn't have anywhere to connect to anymore. So let me grab my thing. Looks in okay condition, should be right up. Yeah, half of those RTC legs are not used, so if missing some, let's hope it's the legs you don't need. That's for sure. Fingers crossed, but it looks like it should clean up pretty decently. To be honest, like this is definitely Not the worst I've seen. Might have to hit this with some new fresh solder though. Yeah. Start with some fresh stuff. See if we can't get this guy off. Having some network issues here for whatever reason. Yeah. Craig, I might have to come over to your place and help you out with that. What I found was that so the major two players up here are Shaw and Telus for internet. And no matter which one you picked, they both provide these little Wi-Fi repeaters, and they're just junk, honestly. Absolute junk. I have found there are at least 2 or 3 brands you can buy on your own and use for your network that work way better. So I might stop over one of these days, Craig, and check out your setup and see if we can't help you get it a little more stable. Oh, I see Craig again. Well, I see Craig's shirt. All right, let's see if we can't get to desolder now. Nope. Gonna fight me the whole way here, huh? Okay, let's take a look here. Nope. And nope. Partial. Partial on both. If I had some chip quick, I'd actually try that. The entire side facing the battery can come off and the chip is still good to use. Only 8 legs are needed to work. Oh, wow. That's good to know. Best option is StreamYard or Streamlabs. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely try that next time. I don't think, like, I've tested this method before and it worked fine, but we'll have to see if the others have a better time working. Oh, I suppose I should turn this off if I actually want to keep my lungs. Alright. Let's try that again. Let that sit for a little bit longer. You know what? Since this is plastic and we don't intend to keep it, I might just try a little radical surgery. Don't know if this is working or not. Well, we keep seeing you. Oh. He's almost there. I can hear you. You're a little soft, but I can hear you. Sounds good. See you later, Will. We'll have to get you to hook in your microphone there, Craig. You're very, very quiet. We got a horrible echo now, too. You're just not having any luck. Let's see. Well, let's try this. On. I want to try and get this battery. Still got an echo. Do you have something playing in the background? Let's try this. Yeah. We'll have to figure this out because we've got a horrible echo right now, and I know that is going to be an issue. Sorry, I'm just going to try and get this stupid battery holder off. There's something rusty underneath, and we need to get it off. Wow, this is really being stubborn. Usually these come off for me by now. It's starting to. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah, it's starting to. It's just being stubborn. Craig, I'll get you to try and mute your computer for sound, and we'll see if the echo goes away. Alternatively, do I have anything open? No, I don't have anything open. So the echo's got to be coming from your side, I think. Boy, this is really being stubborn. Oop, there we go. There, finally. Ta-da! Let's switch back. So let's go back to the microscope and bring up. So that is one side of the battery holder. Definitely looking a little on the rusty side. This is the other side, which actually doesn't look that bad. So, clean that up a bit. Got my carbon fiber pin. That already looks better. Yeah, I can hear you now. No echo. Can you hear me? Severe lag between what I'm doing when it shows up on screen. Okay, so that's something we'll have to figure out. We'll give the StreamYard a try next time. So what are you up to, Craig? Working on projects today? That looks much better. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, really? Viewers not hear Craig. Really? Okay. That's interesting. So we've fixed the first classic board. We're working on a second one that was battery bombed, but it's not a bad battery bomb, so I'm hopeful. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure why that is. Do we need to add another audio source? It's interesting. Let's see. Well, I think for now, Craig, we might have to go without audio for you till we can figure this out. We'll definitely try the StreamYards option and see if that works a little bit better. Per Will's suggestion. This does not look that bad, actually. I'm hesitant to hook up any more wireless devices for fear everything will stop working. Ah, it's our first try, so I never expect things to go right on the first try. We'll get it. We'll have to do some offline tinkering to see if we can figure stuff out. At least I know the sound is working. I can hear myself and the echo. Slightly distracting, but I'll get over it. Yeah, I might run the flux over this. And put it in view. And let's see if we can't get it viewable for everyone, including myself. Okay. That's better. That's a fresh solder on these guys.
Just thought I would show off my K-Mac vintage ROM writer here. I don't know if you can hear me, but anyways.
Oh yeah, that's what we got for you a while back now, eh? We need to do some programming on that. That looks better. Let's do a bit more on this side too. It's looking pretty grungy. Actually, Craig, did you watch that video I sent you a while back about programming on that?
The last line says.
These are pretty nasty. Let's get some more. Do all in StreamYard setup and link it to your YouTube. In OBS, select Start Virtual Camera Mode. You can control cameras via OBS, but all goes into Streamlabs. Cool. Yeah, it's something we have not tried yet. Like I said, we're still experimenting with things. We haven't done any of this prior, so it's all a learning experience. How's that look? Let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, that's looking better. That side. That's better on this side. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I think I might need some quiet here, bud.
Oh. Let's see.
You need to turn it off for a second and go back to your room, so I need to do a video with some.
So Craig has the youngings. Alright, let's clean up some of these pads now. How much of this do I have left? Not much. Let's use this guy then. Alright. Start with C3. See if we can't get him a little bit cleaned up. Oh, yeah. That's got some... Of course, it's off camera. Let's get some fun stuff coming off of here. It's funny to hear myself a few seconds later. Bit distracting. I might hit my mute on my system here so I don't have to hear it. But then I won't hear Craig. That's the problem. Well, that's not going to work. Although Craig's just a black box now. I'm not sure what happened to him. All right, next one. Ooh, yeah. Try and stay away from all the plastic. Oh, we got a text from Jeff. So our friend Jeff is working on our second Color Classic analog board right now. I got the first one fixed up. Video's no longer running hot. And he showed me a couple pictures I sent over to Craig, and it looks far better than it did, which is always welcome. I'm very grateful that, let's try a wider soldering tip on this, making my life a little bit easier.
Alright, next one.
That's better. Get that cleaned up. So yeah, he's got that all working for us, which means we have one working analog board. I gave him 3 in total. I'm hoping he can get 2 of them working for us. And then we'll see if we can't get our Color Classic 2 logic board working again, because it was working and then it stopped. I see Craig again.
So our friend Jeff is working on our second Color Classic analog board right now. The first one fixed up. Video is no longer running.
There we go. That's looking better.
I'm very grateful that
I'm really grateful that Jeff has been able to get that stuff working for us. We were lucky that our friend Will here in Canada, introduced us to him. That's way better.
So yeah, he's got that all working for us, which means we have one working analog board. I gave him 3 in total. I'm hoping he can get 2 of them working for us. Can you guys hear me? And then we'll see if we can't get our Color Classic 2 logic board working again, because it was working and then it stopped. I see Craig again.
There we go. That looks better. That looks better. All right. Those are cleaning up. So that one's good. That one's good. Wills are amazing. That is the case.
I'm very grateful that Jeff has been able to get that stuff working for us. We were lucky that our friend Will here in Canada, introduced us to him.
So if you guys are hearing an echo, I do apologize, because I still have the volume open on my end so I can hear Craig, but I might have to turn it off here. Oh, I heard Craig on the on the stream. So I guess you guys are hearing double. I'm sorry about that. I don't know where he's coming from. If he's coming from the stream or if he's coming from my mic picking him up. Ooh, that's a big chunk. There we go. Get all that crap off. That's better. Let's see. I need some fresh stuff here. Okay, go with this. Bring that back into view, hopefully. Yep. Starting to get used to the fact I have to actually share my microscope with people. I'm used to just looking at things on my own, so it's kind of weird having to constantly go back and look and see what you guys are seeing versus what I'm seeing. It would be nice, and I don't know if this is possible, if there's a lens for the microscope camera that would give it a bit more of a broad view, because this is very tight. I mean, what you see on stream is a lot tighter than what I see through the actual microscope. So it would be nice if I could give you guys a bit more to see compared to what you're seeing today. But I don't know if that's possible. This is just what it came with, unfortunately, so I'm kind of stuck with it now, for the moment anyway. But I'm hoping if we keep doing this, that we'll pick up more odds and ends here to make things a little bit more sophisticated, shall we say, than we currently are doing. Via. I can actually see it again. That's good. Yeah. It's improving. Bit of quick spritz and a clean. Craig's looking down upon us. Oh, now he's a black box. What is the barrel number? What is the barrel number lens you are using on the bottom piece? Oh, that's a good question. Take the light ring off for a second. See if I can see it. 0.5x. Different levels of zoom. Yes. So would I need to change the lens at the bottom? Is that what you're suggesting? I think something just fell on the board. Okay. Because I'm sure it did come with a couple of additional lenses. I have no problem with swapping those out, as long as I can still see. That's the big thing. I mean, it's great you guys get to see, but I definitely need to see. Otherwise, working blind would be a pretty terrible thing. Kind of want to clean that up a bit more. Let me just do that real quick. Yeah. If I can just change out the lens on the bottom here and get a wider field of view. Like I'm not that zoomed in at the moment. Like that's max zoomed out. That's all the way zoomed in, which means you can't see anything. So this is all the way out. That's better. And it's just not a very big area, in my opinion. I was kind of watching, I think it was Steve from Mac84, watching one of his streams. It seemed like he was about the same level of zoom in, but it's hard to say. These pads are filthy. Same I have, but the zoom is what can be changed. I also have a 0.3x adapter on my camera before it goes into the scope. Oh yeah. I don't know what I have on this one. Have to check and see if there's any markings for it. So the story behind this scope is, originally I had watched one of Bruce from Brankus Creations videos where he's talking about reviewing the Vivor microscope, but it only comes with a binocular. So I figured, I'll grab that because what are the chances I'll ever be streaming? So that's initially what I had. I had that for the longest time. And then someone, I think it was on the Tinker Different forum. Ooh, I heard Craig again. I'm just going to have to mute you, Craig, sorry. That's going to drive me bonkers otherwise.
But it only comes with a binocular. So
Where are you?
I figured, I'll grab that because we're.
There we go. Now I can think. So yeah, so I grabbed the Vivor one, and then someone on the Tinker Different forums talked about a trinocular that they got for pretty cheap off of AliExpress. And I took a look, and price-wise it wasn't bad. I thought, well, it comes with a stand. It's a little tiny thing, but, a stand nonetheless. Light ring, camera, trinocular head. Why not order that and then sell the Vivor with the stand that comes from AliExpress and try and recoup some cost? So I put in my order. And, time goes by. And eventually it arrived. I was really excited to get everything set up and working. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Whee, there we go. And I open it up, I pull everything out, and there's just one thing wrong. There's no camera. So I go back and I look at my order. I had definitely selected the model with the camera. So I emailed support. I said, hey, came with everything listed except the camera. I'd like the camera, please. And the support guy came back saying, well, no, sorry, you didn't select the one with the camera. I thought, no, I definitely did. So I went back to my order again. I took a screenshot and I sent it back to him and said, it says right here, with camera. And he came back and he said, oh no, that here doesn't include a camera. You have to select the camera from the color option in order to have the camera included. I'm like, I'm pretty sure camera is not a color. So we went back and forth a few times and we ended up settling on, I think it was, I want to say it was $150 back. Canadian. It was given to me in American dollars, so, exchange rates and all. But it was enough. I went onto Amazon. I found a camera there. And I just used the money from the refund and bought myself a camera off of Amazon. So it worked out in the end. But it was a bit of a hassle. I did suggest to the gentleman online, you might want to change your options so that when you're selecting a camera, it's not listed under the color option, because I see a color option and guess what? I expect to select black or white or gray or what other options they had. I don't expect to select camera. That just wouldn't cross my mind, strangely enough. Alright, how are we looking here? So we cleaned up the legs on the RTC. At least on the two sides. They don't look too bad. See if we can't get a better view. And they aren't great, but they're not too bad. I might go in again if they're giving me a problem and clean them up a bit more. The pads are looking a lot better. So we got these two up here. We got these two over here. And then we got the 4 in the middle. And they're looking a lot better than they did. Now, not seeing any other signs of really bad corrosion. Like, some of these legs are a bit dull, but they still appear to be connected. You see a little bit of debris right here. That just brushed right off. So I'm thinking just throw some caps on and see what happens. Unless anyone has any objections, that's probably what I'm going to do. So we got, what do we got? We got 16 volts, 47 microfarad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one 50 volt, 1 microfarad. Let's check the time here. Yep, we're still good. Okay. Let's see. So I see Craig's popped off again. Here's what I'm going to do. See, if he's on signal, I could just add him in that way. Because I have signal already installed too. Oh, he says put him on speakerphone. Let's try that.
This number has call control. To get through, please press 2.
Hello?
Oh,
Hey. You there?
I said put him on speakerphone. Let's try that.
Oh, you're still behind. That's funny.
Can you hear me now, Keith?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, I'm having some real Wi-Fi issues here today, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think there's a combination of things. One, we have to figure out your Wi-Fi for sure. And then 2, we need to try the Stream Labs or Stream Yards, whatever Will was recommending there, and see if that's a little less laggy.
Yeah, I apologies. I was hoping that would work, but it wasn't working quite as well as I'd hoped.
No, it didn't work quite as well as our initial testing, which was pretty good, but yeah, never works when you're actually trying to use it, you know, for real.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of being right beside your router and nothing's connecting. It's like, why am I paying for this?
Well, as I said it on stream, so both TELUS and Shaw love to sell you their access points or Wi-Fi extenders or whatever they call them, and they're just junk. Honestly, I've used them before and they're terrible. So I went off and I researched and I found my own, and those are the ones I have in the house, and they work so much better than the ones Shaw gives you. Because we see it on the community forum all the time. People are complaining about their Wi-Fi's out. They don't have any internet. And we're on the same company as them. I'm like, we're having no issues. So I really think it's down to just what they're using for those access points.
It's very strange just watching a YouTube video and hearing everything like a minute, 2 minutes later. I hate that.
Yeah. Well, it drives me bonkers. That's for sure.
having success. So you're cleaning the contacts, and then you're adding flux, and then putting new surface mount capacitors on. That's what you're doing.
Yep. So at the moment, I'm just doing the 4716s for the middle. Pads are all cleaned up now. I'm really hopeful that this will just work. Frankly, the battery damage does not appear to be extensive.
And do these capacitors need to go a certain way? Are they bidirectional, or does it matter?
No, the tantalums, you always want the stripe to go towards the positive. They're the opposite of the electrolytic. The electrolytic, you have to do the stripe to the negative. Oh, what was Will saying here? RTC on the Classic only needs 2, 3, 9, 10, 12, 13, 19, 20. All other legs are not used. Oh, that's good to know. I'm hopeful that this RTC chip is not bad. It doesn't, like, a quick running over with the carbon fiber pen in it looks pretty decent, actually. I've definitely seen worse. So. But if I need one, I have another board here, and like I said, on that battery bomb board, which has a lot more damage, strangely enough, the RTC looks pretty good.
Okay.
I'll have to get back to... So Matt gave me his Classic to redo. We've finished doing the logic board there. I redid the analog board earlier, and we're getting the right voltages, but we're not getting any video.
So that was for what?
This is from Matt. He's one of the guys off of the Facebook forum.
Okay.
Yeah, so he asked me to recap some of his stuff. He's the one I did the 128 analog board for the other day.
Right.
So I'm gonna go back and look at that. I'm gonna play with it. It might just be that pot that controls the brightness might have some issues, so I'll look at that later. But I've got my test chassis out here, so we'll just throw it in there for now and hope it works. There we go. Okay, that's 3. I need one more here. So what are your big projects here for the upcoming weekend?
I'm gigging in Edmonton again, and I'm picking up that 128, so that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I spotted that. Was that the same guy that had it listed originally for like 1,500?
I think so. I remember seeing the bag and going, that would be a good to have, and then he posted free, and I think he put it to my attention, and I contacted him saying, hey, I'll offer you, whatever. And then he said yes, so I was like, okay, cool, because I've wanted a 128 for a long time.
Yeah.
There were several choices. Some people wanted, there's a woman in Calgary who has like everything, original boxes, the Picasso kit, and wanted like $3,800.
Oh, geez.
Which it might be worth that, but I just didn't feel like spending it. So, and then there was a guy in Airdrie that had a 128 that had been heavily modified with the RAM and SCSI upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
He sold everything he owned two years ago. He lives in the UAE now. So I missed out on that. But I kind of wanted a factory 128, not one that had been heavily modified.
Right. Although
this one here, I believe it's. I'm hoping it hasn't been modified. I'm assuming it hasn't.
Yeah.
So it's like 2024, so it's the 40th anniversary of the Macintosh. So that's kind of why I wanted to get one this year, just to signify the anniversary.
Well, that's cool.
I'm not totally sure of the manufacture date because it's embedded in the serial number, so I don't know what the serial numbers. He posted serial numbers for the mouse and the keyboard, but not the computer itself, which is funny.
Oh, that's funny. So here's a question for you, because the one that Matt dropped off, he dropped it off with the thin mouse button mouse, which usually comes with an. Yeah, that usually comes with Lisa, doesn't it?
If the mouse button is narrow and not as tall as the Mac mouse button, then yeah, that's a Lisa mouse you have there, which is interesting.
Yeah, and he said he got that with the 128.
Yeah, I don't believe the Lisa mouse came with the 128 from the factory, so he might have got it from somewhere else, or it was used or second owner. I'm not totally sure.
That's interesting.
I'm just going to put a post on Tinker Different about our Exceed thing that's going to happen soon. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw you send me back the price we wanted to list at, so I'll put that up as soon as I can here.
And we can take some pictures of the harness and the extra board as well, and we can post that too.
Yeah, you want to post that one separate?
Yeah, we'll make them separate. I don't want to sell them all together because we'll make more money selling them separately.
Okay. So for people on the stream here, we should let them know. So this goes back to one of our previous videos where we found a Japanese auction site had a Macintosh SE30 with an expansion on the back that Craig recognized.
Mm-hmm.
And this turned out to be the Micron Exceed graphics card, and it had everything inside. So it had the neckboard, harness, the port, everything. Completely complete and fully working.
And we got the computer for a fairly reasonable price, which was amazing.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't too bad considering it had to be shipped in from Japan.
And so we are going to be posting that for sale soon, a couple of eBay auctions. We also have a second harness and neckboard that's going to be available. We'll also, I believe those will work with the new Ball and Zigzag Joe cards.
Oh, yeah?
So if anybody is purchasing that card from Ball or from Zigzag Joe, you could also use this harness and neckboard with that particular kit, I think. Got to double check, but I'm fairly sure it's the same.
That's cool. So Will says, if I'm not mistaken, the 128 and the Lisa mouse are the M0100 same mouse.
Huh.
See, I didn't know that. I always thought that the Lisa had only the small narrow button and that everything else came with the wide button.
I'm not sure. I'm going to have a look at that. I have to go pretty soon, but
Yeah, I've got
sure,
another hour, then I have to pop off.
apologies for the technical glitches. I'll have to, like I said, maybe I'll have to buy a Starlink satellite system or something that I can rely on rather than weird.
Well, I think I just need to make a trip over there, and we need to check out how your setup is set up, because I'm betting we can make some configuration changes and improve things for you.
So I found an article here.
There we go.
It says Lisa specifications. Is the Lisa mouse different to the Mac mouse? A lot of people have been telling me the Lisa Mac 128K has the same mouse. Here's proof that the Lisa had a different mouse. That's just a picture of it. I'm thinking perhaps maybe there was some Lisa mice that were shipped with the 128 because maybe they didn't have enough.
Oh, that's possible. Use up the stock that they had?
Like the M0100. Let me just take a look at this here.
I can see them doing that. That's one thing that Matt wanted me to check is if that mouse is working. So I was thinking, why don't I just throw it on my on my Mac Plus?
Yeah, I'm nervous about that because I have the Apple IIe mouse card and the mouse, and it's technically the same, but I'm always wary of just because you can plug it in doesn't mean it's going to work, and doesn't, like if you plug in the wrong floppy drive into a Mac or an Apple, you can actually fry either the Mac or the drive itself because there's different voltages running through different pins.
Yep.
So just because it looks like it can plug in, I'm very bad at if this works when you fry something.
Well,
the M0100 to me, I don't know if the Lisa mouse has the same serial number on the bottom. Like if it says M0100 on the bottom of the Lisa mouse, that means that they kind of smashed them together.
Yeah, it does say that. It does say M0100.
Which also brings up the variant of what about the Platinum Mac Plus?
Same.
So there's the beige mouse, and then there's the Platinum gray mouse. So are they those M0100s? So because the Mac Plus was 1986, I think, or 87.
Right.
The Platinum one.
Yeah.
Or no, when they made the Platinum Mac Pluses, I think the colors of the mice changed.
Yes.
So it's a little. Someone's got a Google Doc here. Oh, this is interesting. There's a Google Doc online. I'll share it with you. It's got Apple Mouse 2, Mouse 2C, and then M0100, and it says beige, brown, platinum, smoke. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of variants of the M0100 here.
Oh, yeah?
2 screws, round connector, 1 screw, short round connector. Okay, Japan, Malaysia. This is amazing. So this database has a bunch of different mice in it. We can maybe add some of ours to it and just say, like, what colors are yours? So does the Apple mouse that comes with the 2E, does it work in a 128? Does it work on a Mac Plus? Is there any issues with wiring or what? And then
I saw something from Adrian Black just the other day, and he said that some of the Apple II mice do not work on the Macintosh.
right. And then, like, what makes it different is my next question. And then the other question would be, does the Lisa mouse with the thinner button work with the Apple IIe card, or is it somehow different as well?
No, it wouldn't surprise me if it's different too.
And if it was different, can you change the wiring so it's not?
Yeah, I mean, probably. It's just how much effort you're willing to put in.
Unless there's an IC in the mouse that's different than the other mice, which could be as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to just send you the Google link for the different mice database here.
Oh, thank you.
Because I didn't know that existed until I did search for it. So it's got a list of different mice, what color they are, what the serial number is, when it was manufactured. So some of these mice were manufactured in 1991, and then others were manufactured in 1985 or 84 or 86. Or even 87 here I'm seeing. So they quit. I think they quit making. Oh, here it is, 1991. That's Japan, though. So they made the Mac Plus for a long time. I think the Plus was one of the longest running machines that Apple made. Yes,
that's what I'd heard somewhere.
So basically, the Macintosh mouse from the 1984 128 to the Plus is probably looks like the Volkswagen Beetle of Macintosh mice.
Yep.
I do need to run here, so I'm going to sign off. But thank you for including me. Apologies for the technical glitches. Hopefully, we'll get it more smooth next time.
Yeah, what we'll do is set up some time on the weekend, and we'll try and get this set up and working in a private stream and figure things out.
Okay, I'll see you guys later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh. Growing pains. Learning things as we go. It's just how it is. Biggest problem is coordinating schedules is what I find. So if I'm available, Craig's not. Craig's available, I'm not. You know. I'm just cleaning up around these capacitors, try and get as much flux up as I can. This is the Sturry V2TF, so I don't believe it's conductive or anything. It's just, I like to clean it up. What I'm probably going to suggest to Craig is that as a backup, we can always set up Signal too, because I know Signal, I should be able to pull the audio in from OBS without too much hassle. I've done it before in other programs, so I can imagine it'll work here too. That's pretty good. Hair. Where are hairs coming from? I don't have hair. Probably cat hair. Okay. Well, I mean, this is looking pretty decent to me. Let's do a quick sanity check. Positives in the right direction. All connected. Okay. Well, I want to try and power it up. I think it looks good enough to try. So let's do that. Now, where do I need to go here? That one? Yeah. Slowly figuring out where we've got the cameras. Of course, I'm probably going to end up having to change all this if I move the computer around to make things a little bit easier to read for the chat. Or I need to get a much longer cord and move the monitor that's on the far right side to the far left side, so at least I have one monitor near me. One of those things needs to happen here. But another day when I have more time. Just have an appointment today, so I gotta get out of here in about another hour or so. Okay. That down. Power in. SCSI. SCSI is always the one that gives me trouble for some reason. Alright. So yeah, I guess I will try that mouse out on my Plus. Unless I find anything that says it's not compatible. But if it works on the 128, it should work on the Plus, so. It's my own system, so if I blow it up, I don't, I got no one else to blame but me. I don't think I will, though. I put in that clipper, SCSI clipper on the Plus actually recently. I gotta say, that is really, really nice. I do appreciate that Big Bad Biologist and Joe were able to come up with that solution, because that makes life so much easier than trying to find an external SCSI device. Okay, so get this guy standing up. We've got neck board in, anode, ground, pardon me. SCSI's plugged in, power's in, floppy's in. Try it without memory first, memory expansion, just to see if we see anything. All the caps are on, all the caps are in the right place, as far as I can tell, in the right orientation. So we'll try 3, 2, 1. Oop. That didn't start to chime, but then failed. Let's see what it does. Nope. We just have... Oh. That's interesting. That time it chimed. And now we have cursor. And now we have Happy Mac. What? Okay. Well, let's see what it does. I think it's frozen. Let's see, where's the reset? Oh, there's the disk again. The disk is struggling. Let's see. Restart. Well, I think our hard disk may be dying. Yeah, she's done. Okay. Last gasp with the hard disk. Okay. Do I have System 7.1 on this card? That's the next question. Well, let's try for broke. Put our memory in, because we know this memory works. Put our external on. Which I need to fix that case at some point. Actually, if anyone knows of a really good external SCSI V2 3D printed case, please let me know, because the one that I got with this broke, and I wasn't a big fan of it to begin with. So I would like to print another one that screws together, because the one that clips together is the one that broke on me. I'd rather just have screws. All right, internal SCSI has been disconnected. 3, 2, 1. Normal chime that time. Happy Mac. A lot of clicking. And a reboot. This one's going to be interesting. We got a cursor. You know what? Let's just check something here. I can see it's definitely... Let's check the voltages real quick. It should be fine. It was on the last one. 11.9, 4.99, 11.9. So it should be fine. Floppy. Okay. Let's throw a card in. Make sure we've got 7.1 set up as the boot device. Let's see. Not sure where it is. There it is. All right. So we've got 7.1. Let's try this. We got 7.0. Let's try 7.0. There may be something still wrong. I might have to look at that RTC chip again. But, I mean, it is trying. It's just not getting as far as I would have liked. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Welcome to Macintosh. I didn't even see the Happy Mac that time. It's trying to load. Sorry, a system error occurred. Okay. Let's try adding a keyboard and mouse to this and skipping extensions and see what happens. Happy Mac. I also need to see if I can boost this. It's a little dim. Extensions off. Okay, and further. Hey, we have a desktop. Sweet. Do we have a mouse? We have a mouse. All right. We got stuff. It's a little on the slow side, but it's there. 7.1, 4 megs. Okay. Do we have sounds? Where's sound? I'm gonna. This is too dark. So let's adjust our brightness. Which I want to say is this guy. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. A lot of clicking. And she froze. Nope. She's not happy. Something's still wrong. But it's pretty darn close. So that's not bad for battery bombed. Definitely having issues though, so something's not quite right. So Will, while you're still here, any suggestions what to look at based on the behavior we're seeing? So powers up, will boot into an operating system, but then locks up. Is that an operating system problem or is that a board problem? Because what I could do is I have another image here. We can try a different image. What do we have here? Should be able to do a disc jockey actually. Do really bare bones one. Like, let's start with, pardon me, Macintosh, configuration, compact, classic. Are we not able to add? Yeah, 6.08 bootable. There we go. Create image. Try that. I just want to see if it is really a board issue or if it is a other issue. Let's try renaming that. Okay. There. Checked. Let's try this. Take off UH6 and UI7, clean them, and put them back. Okay. Well, I'll try putting this up first, and then we'll do that. Still got a little bit of time, so I'm just curious if I have a working 6.08 image here after I created it on Disk Jockey. So let's take a look. Happy Mac. Oh, that's not what I had selected. It's supposed to be 6.08, not 7. Why did you jump to 7? Yeah, you really jumped. Why did you do that? Let's try this. Seven point one. Create. I'll put the RAM back in too. I took that out. But let's try putting that back in. Then we'll take it out and we'll try cleaning those 2 chips that you recommend. RAM card. Happy Mac. Minimal software will not work on this Macintosh. Okay. That's interesting. That's from Disk Jockey. I didn't think you had to do more. UI 6 and UI 7. Okay. Well, I just want to try one more time here and then I'll give up. Appreciate your help. Minimum. So is it trying to do that? And then, so let's try this. And then let's try this. I've got a few different images on here. I'm just renaming them, so hopefully it goes in the right order. Okay, try that. I do wish that these used a full-size SD card, to be honest, rather than the mini. Okay. Oof, straight into Welcome to Macintosh. Okay. Yeah. Disk is damaged. And do you want to initialize it? Sure. I don't know what's in there, but you can do whatever you like. I have these all backed up. Well, that's not a good sign. Try one more time. Just out of curiosity. Test. Okay. But it fails. Oh, okay. It worked. Oh, interesting. Cool. Okay, so let's leave it running for a second and see if it locks up again. Now, what was I doing? I was opening up sound. Oh, yep. Same problem. All right, let's try Will's suggestion. Take those chips off, put them back on, see if that helps. And I always have replacements if I need them off the other board. So that is possible if necessary, but hopefully it's just a matter of cleaning things up. I am amazed at how many problems are solved with simple cleaning. It is unreal how many things I've actually got working just from cleaning them up properly. Okay. All right. UI6, UI7. Let's switch back to the microscope. Yep. Let's find those guys. Don't need this right now, so take that off. UE8, UG, UC. Where are we? Ah, I see them. UI6, UH6. Okay. Found them. Yeah, they do look pretty mucky, don't they? Let's, tweezers. Where did I put those? Not there. I have little heat deflectors somewhere here. Just gotta remember where I put them. One of these days I'll get organized. Put them up here. No. No. Still got a bunch of boards I need to recap for our sales here. Got a bunch of boards. There it is. Out of Japan not that long ago, along with that SE30. So a couple 6100 boards, some what else was in there? 6100s, an 8100 with an accelerator card, which was very cool. We got a 7300 that I've not been able to test because we didn't have a power supply for it, and then we bit the bullet and ordered one off of eBay, and the one that came from eBay shorts and turns itself off every few minutes. Or a few seconds, excuse me. So it doesn't really help. I've taken that one apart. I've pulled all the caps off. I haven't found where the short is coming from, so I might end up having to ask Jeff to look at that for us. Small by the connector. Yep, found him. Okay. So we'll grab this guy. Tweezers. And let's take these off. I see a solder bead already. That's lovely. One. Let's get rid of that bead. I can with my little crooked tweezers. Yeah, it's pretty mucky. Hopefully you guys can see it. That's true. Yeah. That's definitely something to clean up. Let's hit it with the isopropyl first here. Oh, we knocked that diode off. Oh, I'll have to put that back. I guess it's important, kinda. Okay. Not much holding it on at this point. No, more holding it on than I thought. Why don't I just use the hot air and just remove it then? No, that's not gonna stand. Can we do it this way? Yep. No, let's try this one. Should be cooled off now. That'll work. Okay, let's take you off, put you back on too. A little less air on this one. Don't need that much to get that off. Last thing I want is for you to go flying. I'd never find you again in this basement. Okay. So I'll put that back on too. Or I put you back on first, frankly. Yeah, might as well clean you up while we're here. Yeah, it was completely off screen, wasn't it? Oh. I'll learn eventually. So this diode got knocked loose when I was taking off the two chips, so... I was going to have to put them back. That is quite grungy under there. Getting a lot of black on my Q-tip here. Cotton bud, whatever you want to call them. I still got about half an hour before I've got to go. So I think we should be able to do this in that amount of time. We'll see. Clean off those pads. Okay. There we go. Get him back on. I'll clean the other guys and get them back on too. course I knock it over. There we go. Okay. Get some solder. One. 2 and 3. Not too bad. Okay, let's clean up these pads a bit. Then we'll look at those chips and clean them up too. Okay. Try not to lift any. Not as mucky as I thought they'd be, to be honest. They looked worse than they are, apparently. And this one's a little worse. Yes, yes, yes. Those ones are worse. Oof. Yeah, more crap coming off of those. That's for sure. Than these guys. These get, well, a little bit coming off of these now. I just have to go over them a couple times. Okay. All right, let's grab the other one and do a quick cleanup. Sister's messaging me. Check on that in a minute. Well, that looks better already. Holy smokes. Yep. You guys can sort of see that. Yeah, that's looking better already. She was pretty grungy after all. Okay. Now let's take a look at these two chips. So we got two different chips. We've got the first one, this guy, and he is, yeah, he could use a little bit of cleaning. Let's see. Well, actually, let's start with the carbon fiber pen. Hopefully I don't break any legs off of this. Nice gentle rub. Ooh, yeah, getting some stuff off there. Of course, that carbon fiber pen's seen better days too, but we're getting close to time to replace it. Okay, let's grab those legs a little bit. here. I think it was Bruce that has that little tool. Lets him hold on to these chips a little bit easier. I would like to pick one of those up eventually. Not a high priority, but it would be nice to have some days. Hello, Retro Macintosh. Thank you for joining. Just cleaning up some chips at the moment, trying to get this classic to behave. If you haven't already seen, it's trying to boot up. But then as soon as you get into the operating system, it seems to lock up and stop responding, and then the screen goes funny, and all kinds of fun. Alright, that's pretty clean, I think. Let's see. Yeah, that's better than it looked. So, give her a spritz. There's our line. Right there. Okay, let's put that back on. So Will suggested take off Oh, that's UH6. Did you say UH or UI? Okay. No, you're right. Okay, I'm right. Second guessing myself. Don't mind me. These are the two correct ones. Okay, put some flex on here. I'll have to think about packing it in after I test this. If it doesn't work today, it'll work tomorrow because I have other things I gotta do, unfortunately. There. But considering this was the battery bomb board, I think the fact that we got life out of it on the first try is not a bad thing, all things considered. Both, yes. Visual check all paths as these traces love to separate here. Oh, okay, well. I will have to do that again if that... I'll do it on this one that's still open, but I just put this one down, so try it first, and if it doesn't, I can always take this back off and expect it again. Boy, I wish I had thought of that before I put the chip down. Try to remember most days, but... Okay, let's check the other one. Multimeter. You know, we cannot for the life of me get a good brightness on this. It all seems either too reflective or too dark. Looking at it through the camera. In person, it's fine. The camera just likes to overexpose and underexpose. It doesn't like to be in between. Let's grab one of these, clean up around here. At a distance, they look fine. Let's zoom in a bit. I got the multimeter here, so we can use that. Yes, correct. I know that, and yet I still didn't do it. That's okay. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. That goes here. That's fine. I'm looking at the wrong one. That goes underneath somewhere, I'm guessing. There we go. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. Not sure where that one goes. Goes up. Somewhere. Okay. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. This doesn't connect to anything. Okay, so I just don't know about this guy. It seems like it is going underneath this chip and then up here. There it goes. Okay. This one seems fine. Can we check this one? Or do I have to take it back off? Let's find out. I can get to some of them for sure. So this one, yeah. Don't know. This one, yeah. This one, yeah. This one, just here. Where does it? Yep. Try that again. Yep. This one, yeah. These go together, yeah. Now I just don't know about these ones, which I should have inspected the first time. Well, you know, I'm going to try it. I'll put the other chip back on. Because the other one seems fine. And if I still have problems, I'll just take this guy back off and we'll fix him. Okay. Alright, so that is in the correct orientation at least. And this one, yes. Did we clean this chip? Looks pretty clean. Let's just go over it real quick with this. Looks pretty decent. Okay. That actually looks a lot cleaner than the other chip was, to be honest. Okay, that's backwards. Nice and clean. Yeah, that's what we're trying to get. Let's take this cotton bud off. That's one thing I don't like about the cotton buds is they tend to shed everywhere. Okay. Lined up again. Yeah, I do find if I'm a little crunch for time, that's when I end up skipping steps, and I shouldn't. That's why I like being able to do these kinds of things when I have plenty of time to spare. So nice and slow and take my time like you need to for these kind of projects. That looks a lot better than it did, I would say. Certainly a lot shinier than it was, and that was completely off of camera, wasn't it? Of course. Okay. Why does that diode still look like it's... Weird. It is connected, it's just a little bit... no, it's connected. Good. Don't mind me, just double checking things. Okay. How's that look? A little bit shinier than it was. I think it's worth a try anyway. I'll hit that one real quick. It just seems a little bit lacking. There. Okay. Okay, let's give that a whirl, see if it made any difference. Much better. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so slide that back on in. Well, if we can actually go through where it's supposed to go through, that is. So this battery bomb chassis that I have here, I had to strip it down, remove all the rust, and quite frankly, this side nearest the analog board is paper thin because so much of this had rusted. So fortunately, when Matt gave me some parts as part of the trade for getting his classic working, he also happened to include a quote-unquote battery bomb chassis that is in way better condition than this one was. So what I will likely do at some point is clean that one up, because it literally just has a spot of rust like this. One place in the center, not on the side. And I will likely clean it up, paint it like this one, and put it in here instead. Because, I would rather have something just a little bit stronger on that side if I can. Shouldn't need it, but I'd rather have it and not need it than not have it. So, floppy drive is in, power is in, neckboard is on. I don't think we're missing any parts. Give it a try. Yep. So, SCSI. It's funny that our SCSI hard drive died after such little usage, but it was just a random one. I guess that's why we have the Blue SCSI these days. Because they are all dying. Alright, let's switch camera view here. If I can find my mouse. There it is. There we go. Okay. Keyboard, mouse, SCSI. 3, 2, 1. Screen with the mouse cursor. Happy Mac. Oh. Memory would help. I was sitting right here the whole time. There. That's in. Try it again. Happy Mac. Welcome to Macintosh. Got a mouse. Got a desktop. Let's see if we can do things. Once it finishes loading everything else. I've got quite a few images on here, so it's probably going to take a second. Yep. Too many things. Okay. Well, it's already responding better than it did before. Let's see if we can get sound this time. Sound. In homage to Steve from Mac 84. Yep. Oh, and we locked up again. Okay. Let's take that chip off again and actually inspect it this time. Because we still have a problem. She locked up. Seemed a little bit better, but because we got into that operating system without as many issues, but yeah, definitely still a problem. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to do this today because it's just about time for me to go to my appointment. So what I will do is I'll pull this out and I'll stick this here so I know I'm still working on that, and I need to look at UH6 again. Analog board. Oh, really? This board was recapped, but I can certainly try it in another chassis real quick. I do have one. Give me one moment. Since this won't take that long to swap, let's give that a try. If it is the analog board, that's fine. It just means I gotta look at what's going on in this one, because this has been recapped before. And the voltages were coming out okay on it before when I took a reading. But let's do a quick experiment. One more screw. Just gotta get the case open now. This one's tight. Come on. Nope. Well, let's try it the Bruce way and try and use our fingertips. Come on. Almost. Ooh, there. That was a lovely crack. Man, sometimes these are easy and sometimes they are difficult. Okay. Scuzzy chip. Well, let's see. Try it in this case and see if it makes a difference. The other thing I can try, frankly, is this board in there and see if it does the same thing. Because I know this board was working. So this was the second logic board I ever recapped. Why don't we try it in here and see if it does the same thing. That out of the way. Well, floppy. There. Logic board in. There. Scuzzy connected. Keyboard and mouse. Power's off. Plug her in. Okay. Try this one. Happy Mac. Oh, did it again. Memory. You'd think I'd learn. I don't know why, but I just keep thinking, oh, it has memory. No, it has some memory. It does not have all the memory. It has some memory. I don't think I got that logic board in right. Or this case is just very mangled. Check. Yep, that's in. Okay. Try that. I do have other RAM cards here as well. At least one of them is populated. Ooh, hang on. Did that reboot? Happy Mac. Okay, it's got some of the desktop. Wait for the rest to load. Yeah, this is the same one, just with a different logic board installed. So I'm just curious if the other logic board has the same problem. So far, this seems stable. Have anything in here? I don't think I have much installed. Gauges. Unknown processor type. Well, that doesn't help. Don't know if I have. I don't think I have Super on here or anything. Depends on the voltage issue. Already seems more stable, quicker. Yeah. Well, let's try the other one in the other chassis and see. But this one certainly seems stable. Let's move this guy out of the way. Alright. Let's try the misbehaving board in this other chassis and see what it does. I'll try it with the blue SCSI again too, just to remove any variables. Because now that image works, so I'll just pull the SCSI cable out. And that. Okay. So, get that situated there. Get the RAM card. Let's try this RAM card. It's here. I know they both work, so I've used them in other systems just fine. There. RAM, keyboard, SCSI, power. Boot that up. It's got an old quantum drive in there, so it sounds horrible. Guess I could have pulled the power on that. Happy Mac. Okay, we got our desktop. Ooh, that old hard drive is making some noises. Control panels. Sound. Oh, locked up. Yeah, this is just my, no, this is actually the one, this does need some adjustments, but yeah, it's, hasn't been really looked at yet, and I don't think it's even been fully recapped yet, but it was, I definitely say it's a logic board issue, not an analog board issue, based on what we're seeing, because that locked up right away again. So, that's okay. I'll have to wait for another day. More than likely what I'll do is I'll take that chip off again, inspect all the pads. I might just go around and do some cleaning in general, because there are a lot of chips on there that are looking pretty pretty gray, not particularly shiny, so it might just be that there's just some gunk on them that's causing some intermittent issues. But thanks for your input, Will. my gut is flaky scuzzy chip. That could be too. And I do have a replacement. I have a parts board here I can always use. But first and foremost, I'm just going to take things off and clean them and put them back and see if that improves things. But that will have to wait for another day. I'm just going to switch cameras here. All right. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We made some really good progress on this one. It is at least trying to work. It's having some issues, but I think we can just spend some more time with it and get things working a bit better. First board seems to be good. I'm going to put that through more of a stress test. I'll throw Snooper on there and run it a few times and see what it comes back. But I think we're actually in a really good place with these boards. So, all right, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we'll catch you a little later. Thanks for dropping by.